Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mr. Darknight today. We're diving into something a little different but equally gripping. We're exploring the eerie and unsettling world of highway horror stories. Long stretches of lonely roads have always been the setting for countless spooky tales, and tonight I have 3 bone-chilling stories to share with you. So, buckle up and get ready to be scared. It was a cold, foggy night when Sarah decided to take the scenic route home after visiting her parents. She was driving along an old highway, a route she had taken many times before. As she drove, the fog thickened, making it hard to see beyond a few feet ahead. Suddenly, she saw a figure on the side of the road. It was a young woman, drenched and shivering, with her thumb out, asking for a ride. Despite her better judgment, Sarah felt compelled to stop. The woman climbed in, thanking Sarah profusely. As they drove, Sarah tried to make small talk. The woman introduced herself as Emily and explained that she had been stranded after her car broke down. She seemed genuinely frightened and kept looking over her shoulder. Sarah offered to take her to the nearest town. Emily agreed, but as they drove, she became increasingly anxious. Sarah tried to comfort her, but something felt off. The temperature in the car seemed to drop, and a strange chill filled the air. As they neared the town, Sarah felt a sense of relief. But when she turned to reassure Emily, she was gone. The passenger seat was empty, and there was no sign of her ever being there. Sarah pulled over, her heart racing, and frantically searched the car. She found nothing. Shaking, she drove to the nearest police station to report what had happened. The officer listened to her story and then showed her a photograph. It was Emily, but the officer explained that Emily had died in a car accident on that very highway 5 years ago. Sarah couldn't believe it. She had picked up a ghost. The experience left Sarah shaken and questioning her sanity. She researched the accident and found several other accounts of people who had picked up a hitchhiker matching Emily's description. Each story ended the same way. The hitchhiker would vanish before reaching the town. Determined to find closure, Sarah visited Emily's grave. She left flowers and said a prayer, hoping to bring peace to Emily's restless spirit. Tom was a long-haul trucker, accustomed to the lonely stretches of highway that seemed to go on forever. One night, while driving through a particularly desolate area, he noticed a pair of headlights in his rearview mirror. The truck behind him was flashing its lights and honking its horn. Tom was confused but pulled over, thinking the driver might need help. However, as soon as he stopped, the truck behind him vanished into thin air. Perplexed, Tom shrugged it off and continued driving. Over the next few nights, Tom saw the phantom truck again. It would appear out of nowhere, following him closely, only to disappear when he pulled over. The sightings became more frequent, and Tom started to dread his nightly drives. He asked other truckers if they had experienced anything similar, but none had seen the ghostly truck. Tom began to lose sleep, haunted by the relentless pursuit. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, Tom decided to face the phantom truck head-on. One night, when the truck appeared again, he pulled over and waited. To his shock, the phantom truck pulled up alongside him. The driver's window was down, and Tom could see a gaunt, pale face staring back at him. The figure pointed down the road, mouthing the words, "Follow me." With a mixture of fear and curiosity, Tom followed. The phantom truck led Tom to an old, abandoned rest stop. Tom got out and cautiously approached the building. Inside, he found a dusty, forgotten memorial plaque dedicated to a trucker who had died in an accident years ago. The ghostly driver had been trying to lead someone to his resting place, seeking acknowledgement and remembrance. Tom cleaned the plaque and said a prayer for the lost trucker. From that night on, the phantom truck never appeared again. Lisa and her friends were on a road trip, driving through a remote area late at night. They decided to stop at a rest area to stretch their legs and use the restroom. The place was deserted, and the air felt heavy with an unspoken presence. As they were about to leave, a strange man approached them, asking for a ride. He looked disheveled and desperate, and something about him made Lisa uneasy. She politely declined, and they quickly got back into their car. As they drove away, they noticed the man had disappeared from the rest area. Moments later, they saw him again, standing in the middle of the road, forcing them to swerve to avoid hitting him. Panic set in, and Lisa floored the accelerator, desperate to put distance between them and the mysterious man. But no matter how fast they drove, The man seemed to appear at every turn, his eyes glowing with an unnatural light. They finally reached a small town and pulled into a gas station, thinking they were safe. As they filled up the tank, Lisa saw the man again, standing at the edge of the parking lot, watching them. She told the gas station attendant about their ordeal, but he just shook his head and said they weren't the first to encounter the ghostly hitchhiker. The man was a local legend, said to be the spirit of a traveler who had been murdered at the rest stop years ago. He appeared to those who stopped there, seeking vengeance or closure. Lisa and her friends were terrified, but knew they had to do something. They returned to the rest stop the next day, bringing flowers and a makeshift memorial. They placed it where they had first seen the man and said a prayer for his soul. As they were leaving, Lisa felt a sense of peace wash over her. The man's ghost never appeared to them again, and they hoped they had finally helped him find rest. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.